Hi there, traders. This is Brad Gilbert with the Daily Market Insight for Thursday, the 25th of January. All right, for these daily market insights, I'm just going to focus on the upcoming trading opportunities, right? That's what we really want to get our teeth into, and I'm sure you will get the benefits of it. So just having a look at what's happening in the market at the moment, a little bit of profit taking, right? If anything, the UK PMI data yesterday was strong, but we aren't seeing too much activity. The dollar just drifting lower ahead of the GDP and inflation data next week. So, you know what, just not much going on. Now, today though, right, I think we've got a bit of a well, what happened yesterday was a precursor to what's going to happen today, right? And what I'm talking about is the key event here is the ECB interest rate decision, right? No change expected, but as you can see from yesterday's activity, we don't need a change in rates to see things move dramatically, right? The Bank of Canada, no change expected. And this is one of the trade ideas I posted yesterday, was looking at dollar CAD. If they come out with a like a cutting bias, like a dovish tone, you will see dollar CAD race to the top side, right? We already had a bit of a strong dollar, and we did see dollar CAD scream to the top side. Nice to see the markets reacting to what you can anticipate, right? This is, you know, for me, really the first one of 2024 since I've been focusing on the markets where the story fits the picture, right? And so really good to see. And if I just give you the page on that, because it's important you learn from this, right? For a number of different reasons, but most importantly, if I get you on the right page, there we go. Looking at the Bank of Canada holds rate, says policy talks shift towards when to cut. Now, why am I showing you that? Well, today we have the exact same situation coming up for the euro. So I think it's wise, if you didn't see what happened yesterday, check it out, because this is the exact same thing that is coming up, right? And what I'm talking about is the European data has been weak, right? The ECB have had their hands full. Rates are at 4.5. Pressure on them to sort of start reigniting the economy, take pressure off rates. They could be I'm expecting them to start talking about cutting rates. Okay, so if I just come back across to the charts, right, then let me get a pen up, and then you can actually come down here, really zoom in on euro, and obviously the euro crosses would be worth a look as well, right? I'd be redrawing that trend line at the top here. We've got the old trend line at the bottom. Widen that out, give yourself some scope here. Now, just looking at this technically, right, it is sort of going down. I know we've got a fresh high here, bit of dollar weakness, okay? But what's going to happen? Now, this is where you've got to anticipate, and your market knowledge will come into play. Now, if the ECB starts talking about, you know, weaker sentiment, okay, maybe cutting rates or a dovish tone, then the euro should move lower, right? So the fact that it's actually squeezed back, and when I talk about a short squeeze, this little move here where the dollar short squeezed, and if I actually just redraw that trend line to where it was yesterday, okay, even coming back to this point here, this is where you can clearly see this, well, gotta get the pen on. This move here is a short squeeze, right? There you go, the pen works finally. Okay, so that's just taking out weak stop losses. Now, for bearish euro traders, this is great, because what it does, it takes out a lot of stale short positions. So if we get the ECB now coming out talking about maybe cutting or that sort of situation, all those people who have been stopped out will get back in again, plus everyone else. So this is like the clean out we need to see it move aggressively to the downside, right? And that's just the way the markets work. So to me, that's got to be a key focus. I'd probably redraw that trend line. Now, the benefit of what we've got at the moment is we've got a little bit more of a gorgeous setup, right? And what I'm talking about is we get the ECB, right? It's a little bit of a shame the ECB press conference wasn't before the US numbers, but say we get a weak tone out of the statement from the ECB, euro goes lower. If we start to get a little bit of stronger GDP numbers or durable goods numbers out of the US, it's a double whammy, right? And what I mean by that is we are going to see the, let me just get the chart back up. We're going to see euro really catapult to the downside, right? Strong US numbers and weak euro sentiment. It's a double whammy. It'll be a strong move to the downside, right? Now, just factor in, if we get weaker US numbers, well, that's going to really confuse the situation somewhat, because on the initial move, right, just having a few issues with the pen, we'll get euro weakness from the ECB. And then if we're looking at the US numbers and they come out weak, well, it might just correct that move. So just be aware of that. If you are trading and you're holding positions, that could be the tricky situation that you just need to manage. Last but not least, the ECB press conference is 15 minutes after the US numbers, right? So that could be, there's like 3 trading opportunities. One, the statement that'll come out with the ECB. Then you've got the US numbers, and then you've got the follow through the ECB press conference, where we might find out more about what the ECB is talking about. And that could really put the cat amongst the pigeons and create a good trading opportunity or not, right? So have your wits about you. That's where the cash is today. I love it when there's and you should as well, you've got to love it when the situation arises where you've got a central bank, not the Fed, followed up with big, strong US numbers, right? And the new home sales as well. It gives us a great opportunity to use both sides of that instrument, euro and the dollar, hopefully working together. And don't forget, later in the day, ECB President Christine Lagarde speaking, worth keeping an eye on that as well. So euro has got to be your major focus. And that's because of obviously the ECB and the US numbers. Of course, you can trade the euro crosses just off the ECB announcement as well. All right, guys, a little bit more long-winded than I wanted, but just focus on the market mechanics, ECB, US numbers, connect the dots, and then trade, right? It should stand out like a sore thumb. All right, guys, have a good one. All the best. Cheerio.